On IMDb, CCT The Movie Man 1 says of Titanic, lies and annoying romance ruined the story. No sense going into great detail about this film, which just about everyone who watches movies saw when it came out. I still don't recall a film getting as much hype as this one did. I doubt if the second coming would get the kind of publicity this movie received. It was disgusting. The PR, the story, and the favorable box office response. Oh, once the ocean liner hits the icebergs and the disaster starts, it's terrific. But that's not until the last 45 minutes of this 194-minute movie. Too bad we had to wade through, get it, Wade, all the baloney before this climactic scene. The baloney, in a nutshell, was one, a stupid teen romance between two arrogant, unlikable people. And two, most of the film being a lie, defaming many of the people who were heroes in that disaster, instead choosing to picture them as selfish villains. The latter is all in the name of political correctness. Some filmmakers, like James Cameron, are filled with something akin to horse manure. To make it brief, in real life, the men in the first class did everything they could to get the women and children safely off the boat. Just look it up. Relatives of those people were justifiably extremely upset over Cameron's totally fabricated story, and I can't blame them. Anyway, even with all the untruths, if they had cut down the Leonardo DiCaprio, Kate Winslet rebel-type attitude and romance, it would have been a far better film. But then again, you wouldn't have the billions of dollars in the revenue from the 12 to 15-year-old girls who flocked by the millions to see this farce. The rest of us would have preferred to see the true story of the famous disaster.
Two things. Number one, why are you putting baloney in a nutshell? Okay, that's number one.
That's
number
a good
two,
questions.
This also covered the disaster. I don't know if you saw the movie.
Well, he mentioned that it covered the disaster. He was upset that it wasn't just a 45-minute film of people dying.
Oh, well, I liked it.
I'm not going to reveal how I feel yet. That's specifically why I chose a 5-star review.
Wow.
Because I think this guy actually created another account and decided to give Titanic a second 5-star review. Because Movie Dude 1893 says Titanic is only to be idolized by starry-eyed tweens. He rates it 5 stars, and then in his own rating, he gives it 1.5 out of 5. So I guess the IMDb rating wasn't good enough for him. Somewhere on its way to becoming the all-time box office champion and biggest Oscar winner of all time, James Cameron's Titanic etched out a place in my mind as the one film that can most easily send me into a frenzied rant against the dangers of big-budget epic filmmaking. Sure, I might not have put it that way when I first saw it. I was 7. But upon first viewing, I knew that this film was nothing special. 4 years later, I was able to identify it as simply money thrown onto the screen with little room left for intelligence, emotion, or character. Yet, even as I profess the evils of this production and its vapid screenplay, penned by director Cameron, there were those who maintained that Titanic was an achievement. Among those people were esteemed film critics Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert, both of whom included it on their top 10 lists of 1997. Those celebratory citations led me to revisit Titanic again recently for the first time on DVD, a disc which preserves the film's original aspect ratio and presents the clearest available picture and sound. The verdict, as the old truism goes, you can put lipstick on a pig, but it is still a pig. I'm fed up at this point. 3 viewings, each one revealing an unplundered area of Cameron's incompetence. This film remains an interminable and wildly popular mash of tired formula only to be idolized by starry-eyed teens. I like how he brings it back around to his title. That's good writing, as you say. Movie Dude 1893 is a good writer.
Have you ever put lipstick on a pig, though?
All the time.
Makes a difference.
You
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I did the French laugh because they'll do anything. and welcome to the Royds Revue podcast. I'm Rob.
And I'm Andy.
And we are back once again talking about 1997's Titanic. Andy, how are you, Ionic?
I'm good. How are you, Robbie?
I'm really good. I'm great. We are covering Titanic. Had you seen Titanic before?
A horse, of course. Yes.
There were horses in this movie, actually. I was going to say there were no horses in this movie, but there were indeed horses at the beginning.
Are there?
Yeah, people are pulling carriages and shit.
Oh, I thought you meant the beginning when they're in the submarine. There was a horse in the submarine.
Yes.
Bill Paxton's like, I never go anywhere without Bessie here. Yes, I have seen this movie. I had the double VHS back in the day.
Yes, I know that because we watched it together once.
Really?
Yes.
Did we hold hands?
No. I had a school project for like my first semester in college, and you were the only person I knew with a copy of it. And this was before like streaming services and stuff.
Yeah. Well, yes, I had seen it. So I guess you've seen it too, huh?
Yes, I have. I saw this in theaters, actually. Yeah. My mom had the bad idea of bringing my brother and I to see this in theaters.
How old were you?
8.
So I watched this when I was like 7 or 8, and I had a good time, but I didn't appreciate it the way, an adult would. Like as an 8-year-old, I was like, boobies? Except my parents were always like, they'd pause it and they'd be like, you got to go.
Really?
Yeah. And then I'd like peek around the corner.
I saw it in theaters, and being 8, that's the only thing I remember were boobies. That's all I remembered.
So I remember the boobies and I remember the disaster. I remember the guy falling and then hitting the propeller and then spinning and hitting the water. I remember that.
Nope, I had no recollection. I was 8 years old. It was me, my brother, my mom, her friend, and her 2 sons, who were the same age as my brother and I. And the 4 of us were bored shitless for the 3 hours and 15 minutes because we were 8 and 7.
Yeah. Being an adult, I can appreciate this movie now. What year would you say that this came out?
I would say this came out in the year of our Megazord, 1997.
The year of our Megazord, 1997.
Yeah.
There's a lot of previous episodes.
There are a lot of previous episodes, like Men in Black.
Wow, that is, according to this, the highest grossing movie of this year.
That's crazy.
Isn't it? Because Titanic came out.
But you know what also kind of makes sense? It's a comedy, so more kids are going to go see this, but it's also only an hour and a half, so you get more showings.
Yeah, and also Men in Black is a fucking great movie.
It is. Check out that previous episode.
Yes. Also, Jessica, it's confusing. Why isn't Titanic number 1? Titanic is number 7 on this list because it came out at the tail end of 1997. So I guess they cut off, December... is that 30 days or 31?
31.
31.
Andy, New Year's Eve is December 31st. It's always been that way.
I don't know, Robbie. I want to fact check that.
All right, you go ahead and do that. Hey, another previous episode, Starship Troopers came out.
Shark shit poopers.
Very good. Very good. That was really clever.
Thank you.
It was really clever. The Lost World, Jurassic Park.
That was number 2 in the box office with $229. $22. That's $229 million gross. Men in Black was $250 million.
Wowza.
Yeah.
What rounds out the top 5?
Okay, Men in Black, The Lost World, Liar Liar,
Pants on Fire.
Probably.
Yeah. Plants for Hire.
Your boy Jim Carrey was on top of the world in the 90s, let me tell you. And then Air Force One with your boy Harrison Ford.
Air Force Bud.
I'm the president. Air Force Bud. Very good.
Yeah, it's about a dog who joins the Air Force.
Oh, it's a dog who's the president.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And Gary Oldman is like, I'm gonna do something. I haven't seen it in a very long time.
I've never seen it.
It's not bad. It's classic 90s Harrison Ford stuff. And then Star Wars Episode Roman numerals are hard 4. A New Hope.
Oh, the re-release.
Yeah. Wow.
I also saw that in theaters.
Nerd.
That I went with my father.
Nerd. It's nerdy to have a father.
You know what else came out in 1997?
What's that?
12 Angry Men. You couldn't make that nowadays. It'd have to be 12 people who are working through their issues in therapy.
12 angry non-binary
Very good.
people. Got him.
True Women. Andy, you often give your opinion on True Women, right?
I'm actually lost on that. What does that mean?
Let's just say you're kind of like J.K. Rowling.
Oh, I see what. Okay.
Yeah. Wag the dog, more like wag my hog. You ever see Wag the dog?
At children, you fucking freak.
What? I have a farm and I let them come pet my pig.
Why are you wagging the pig around? The pig's like, wee, wee.
You know what's crazy? A movie about Instagram came out in 1997. Double Tap.
Okay. Batman and Robin came out. The Bat Nipples.
Ooh.
Yay or nay?
Oh, always yay.
Yeah, hell yeah, brother.
That's what I say when I see them.
Yeah.
I go, yay!
Hooray!
Nipples! Conspiracy Theory, and there's something funny about a movie starring Mel Gibson that's called Conspiracy Theory. I can't quite put my finger on it, though.
I can. Previous episodes, Scream and Scream 2, both have similar grosses in 1997, which is interesting.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Scream 2 was a previous episode.
Yeah.
2.
Very good.
Thanks. You want to talk about Titanic?
I sure does.
Well, I don't. We're done. That's the end of the podcast.
That's
So we open on this sepia tone footage under a sad little song of the Titanic setting sail, and then a simple title card over the dark water. I like that, actually.
Yeah. I think it's wild that the guy who did Terminator and Terminator 2 did everything for he produced, wrote, directed, edited. He did everything on this. He even acted in it. That's him. He's Jack.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You see how much he legitimately cares about the Titanic.
Yeah. It's
bordering on obsessive.
Yeah, there's clearly this is, buddy, relax.
James, are you okay?
Yeah.
Really obsessed with this sunken ship. But
my first note is cut out all the submarine shit.
I disagree.
It's cool, but it's the first 20 minutes.
I loved it all. I thought this was so much more interesting than a lot of the stuff on the ship.
See, I didn't think this movie started until the flashback.
No, I love all the technical stuff. I like that it's just another day at the office to these guys, but it's objectively cool shit to see, especially in 97. Right now, you and I can just go on the internet and see this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In 1997, or when they were filming, you couldn't do that. That wasn't that easy. So This stuff was groundbreaking. So in a 2023 lens, I can kind of see where you're coming from of let's get past this. But at this time, there were so many people who hadn't seen this footage yet.
Sure. And it still looks great. It's cool.
I think this is you can't not have this, because without this, you're missing the Titanic as a character. And that's what this movie to me does really well, is it treats the ship as its own character.
Wow.
And so by doing all this stuff, and they go in and they're going through the entire wreckage and everything, you really get a sense of the Titanic, because this is just actual footage of the Titanic, I think.
Yeah, it's all real.
So this is, to me, I thought this was just awesome fucking stuff. Just I got a big laugh when he just dives into that chest that they pull up, no gloves on, and then his partner mocks him and compares him to Geraldo Rivera.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's good. I'm just narratively, it's disconnected like entirely. And I'm like, I don't really. But like you just said, you just proved me wrong. It's like making the Titanic the Titanic a
Yep, that it
character.
is. That's why the boobies are in it, because it's the Titanic.
Yeah, yeah. It's about big old honkers.
I did get a really big kick out of when Bill Paxton first sees the picture and he goes, "I'll be goddamned." And then when Rose sees it on the TV, she says the exact same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. But like dust comes out because she's
Yes.
old as shit.
I remember when they first invented chocolate.
Sweet, sweet chocolate. I always hated it.
Although she brings her dog to go see them. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, but like she's always been, pretty posh.
Yes,
right?
true. Yeah. But I also loved this when they show her the reenactment of the ship going down. And she's like, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Because he's basically like, yo, look at this. And then you watch all those fucking people die. And she's like,
you remember that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. I think she pays them back because they're like, all right, so this jewel, this is what we're looking for. And she's like, all right, well, it all started. And she tells them a fucking 6-hour story. And they're like, we just wanted one piece of information. And it's barely a fucking detail in her story. It's great. Love that. I love that they even cut back to them like halfway through the movie. And they're like, all right, we're 6 hours in. And she just mentioned the jewel.
Well, I love when they first cut back and they're all enamored with this story.
Yeah. Yeah. Like they're into it now.
They're fucking hooked.
And that's kind of like us, like at first you're like, what are these are some tropes, like an unhappy rich person stuck in a marriage, and then like a lucky everyman. So you're getting like these tropes and you're like, all right, where's this going? But then it hooks you,
Right.
It hooks you.
But I think that's another reason why what makes this scene so important is when you talk about the character in a movie you can relate to, where Bill Paxton in this.
Yeah.
Or where his crew. So like, because there's no one in this movie you're supposed to be.
The Pax Man.
Very good.
Thanks.
So they get on so we start this flashback with the iconic, it's been 84 years. I fucking love the line that Jack says as they're getting on the ship. We don't have lice. We're American.
Yeah. And they're like, all right.
Yeah. They're like, okay. My heart was already breaking seeing the dogs get on a Titanic though.
Well, let's just assume they made it out.
Okay. I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll do that. Dogs, women, and children first.
Yeah. Well, dogs first.
Dogs first, then all the women and children.
They fill an entire lifeboat with just dogs.
Billy Zane at some point just goes, God himself cannot sink this ship. Big oof, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna swallow those words, brother.
I also think in this scene with the hecticness of like outside the ship is the first time 4K is not kind to this film at points, I should say.
See, I didn't see any flaws.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's a dummy in one of the cars at one point instead of the man that was there at first.
Oh, like a dumb guy?
No.
It's just a guy like sitting there. Duh.
No, because there's a scene in it. It's very quick. Is this guy turns his head, right? And he's just in the background. But then all of a sudden, there's a quick cut. And then he's just frozen solid in this weird position. Did they switch in a dummy there? And I actually rewound it. I was like, I think they did. So write in to the Royds Revue podcast, James Cameron, at roydsreview@gmail.com. Did you use a dummy there in Titanic?
It's probably already in your contacts since we talk all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I call you Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy Cam Hams.
Nice. The cam dog.
Yeah. For some reason, Rose is shitting on the Titanic at this point.
Well, she's just miserable.
Yeah. It's not that great. It's like, all right, shut the fuck up. Let's get on the fucking boat.
Like, I get it, though, because they explain, like, all that later.
Oh, yeah, he's a prick.
well, he's a prick. Her mom is just like, marry this man because we have this name, but your father took all the money, so
Yes.
we need this money. And Rose is like, I hate my life, and she's like, you're being selfish. And
Yeah.
Rose is like, I'm being selfish.
That's the thing. So when one of the reviewers early that we read earlier said that they're unlikable people, but like you just said, they explain very well why Rose is miserable,
Yeah,
and they give the mother this. I'm not going to say justifiable, but I'll say understandable motivation to get Rose to marry into this family so they can keep
right.
their lifestyle. This is
And
1912.
it's exactly it's 1912. And you're like a woman in
Yeah.
1912. Like, yeah,
Like, it's again, I'm not saying I justify it, but it's understandable for the time being. And it makes Rose's character, oh, I understand why you're so miserable.
yes. And then after that, you're like, oh, I kind of like her. Like, I get
Yes,
it. Because if I were miserable in this situation, I'd also be making like quips and shit,
exactly.
like little digs here and there. It's
Yeah,
good stuff.
I totally agree. I like this movie. I
Yeah,
really I enjoy it. I had
it's a great movie.
yeah, I'll be honest, I did think it dragged at points, but I ultimately had a really good time.
See, the only part I thought dragged was the beginning, but then Robbie, you said you're a fucking idiot, and I said, you know what, you're right.
uh, I think it's a really cool shot of the sailboat next to the Titanic to get an idea of how big the Titanic is
Yes.
or was. And it's so funny when you see that. Have you seen the comparisons of the Titanic to the modern day cruise ships?
Yeah, it ain't shit.
Yeah. And I just loved that visual
Yeah.
right there. The Titanic sets sail, and you see it next to this little fucking sailboat. And
Yeah.
it's like, that's a huge fucking ship. Understand the magnitude of this thing. I
Yeah.
thought that was really cool.
I agree.
I thought that was a cute little Picasso joke as we established the class difference between Jack and Rose. Did you catch that?
Yes. Yes, that was good. That's
Yes.
good stuff. James Cameron, I always kind of thought of him as like a smart Michael Bay. Like he
Yes.
knows how to like do action really well, but he's also just kind of about like the wow explosions. Whoa,
Yes.
he kind of has that vibe, but like he wrote this, and
Yeah.
it's like well written.
It's really well written.
Yeah, and like I mean, not that Terminator and Terminator 2 aren't well written. They are, but like this is like for everybody, you know?
Yes. What I said, because this is the third time I ever saw this movie. And my first two times I didn't really enjoy it. Once because I was 8, the other time because I had to watch it for school.
Yeah.
But at the end of this movie, I turned to my partner and I said, I feel like James Cameron said, I'm going to make a movie with every genre in it.
Yeah.
And someone said, oh, what do you mean? You're going to make like a rom-com? He's like, oh, it'll be a rom-com. It'll be a horror film. It'll be a historical drama.
Yeah. No, he nailed it. And
Yeah.
I bring up Michael Bay, but Michael Bay was like, I could do that too, and he did Pearl Harbor like a couple years later.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Pearl Harbor?
No, I've not seen Pearl Harbor. I've not
Uh
heard good things.
the action in it is good. The
Okay.
romance in it is trash.
Very good. I don't know why that
So,
doesn't surprise me though.
yeah, it doesn't surprise me either, but you could tell that Michael Bay was just like, I could do that.
Yeah.
I'll do you one better. And you didn't. And it's also different because Titanic it's not a war movie. It's a disaster movie
right.
with romance and everything else in it. Pearl Harbor is a war movie, so that's a completely different vibe.
It's much harder to do romance in a war movie than it is to do romance in a disaster movie.
Yeah.
Because in a war movie, you shouldn't be getting romantic. Like, there shouldn't be
No,
that.
it's not the time. Not the time.
Like, you're fighting for your life. In a disaster movie, you don't know that's going to happen.
Yeah,
I guess technically, yes, I did know that was going to happen in this, but
that's true.
yeah.
That's how you know this movie's good is because as their romance goes, we haven't talked about Jack yet, but like as their romance grows, you kind of forget that they're all like the ship's gonna sink.
Yes.
Like I'm kind of like, oh, I wonder what's gonna happen with these two. Like, oh, this is a nice little love story, but like that's not even the point of this, Like it's very good.
Yes. I totally agree. I will admit there was a part where I was going, all right, let's hit the Berg.
Where that Berg at?
Like I was, and it's not saying this movie was bad at any point, but like there were scenes where I was going, all right, let's like it was kind of like look at my watch going, all right, let's get to the titties. I know the titties are before the Berg. And what I totally forgot was that the titties are right before the Berg.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so when people are like, this movie really picks up at the iceberg. No, it picks up like 5 minutes before the iceberg.
Nice.
But
boobies, brother.
But this is another scene when they're on the ship when there's a quick cartoon shot. Did you notice that?
Maybe.
Now, this has to just be a thing of the times, but there's like an overhead of the ship and you see people walking.
Yeah.
It's a straight computer animated shot, the people and everything.
Yes, I did see that.
And that was, again, I get why they did it, but again, 4K, slightly unkind to this movie.
Did you watch it on Paramount Plus?
Yes.
Same. I didn't notice. I could tell it was computer animated, but I was like, that looks good. I don't know. It didn't take me out of it or anything.
It didn't take me out of it. It's just one of those things I noticed.
Yeah.
And again, I don't take off points for it. That's what they had to do to get the movie done.
Yeah.
But it's just, again, when it's like when you watch an old movie, horror movie or something, and you could see like the strings in the background and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what they had to do at the time. It's not their fault. It's just we have these modern day cameras and these modern day screens that show everything to us.
Yeah.
So it's just odd. I do like the dolphins in front of the ship.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's when he says, I'm the king of the world, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What's his friend's name? I forget.
Fabrizio.
Oh,
no, Fabrizio.
Nice. We'll get to it. We'll get
He's
to it
the
later.
Third Mario brother.
Nice. It's Mario, Luigi, and Fabrizio.
Yeah.
I like how Rose tells the guy who named the Titanic that he's got a little dick.
Yes, I had that note. I was stunned. I was like, oh yeah, there's a fucking cock joke in this movie.
Yeah, and he's like, Freud? Who's Freud? It's good stuff.
I love Zane ordering both him and Rose lamb and then turning and goes, you like lamb, right?
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Because it's like, what a fucking dick.
Yeah. And he's Billy Zane is great. And I'm surprised he didn't get more work. Like
he's fucking awesome in this.
Yeah.
You know who else is awesome in this? Kathy Bates.
Kathy Bates is awesome in this.
When she turns to him and goes, you gonna cut it up for her too?
Yeah. I like how she's like the one person who realizes how fucking ridiculous all this is. Like, how, like, you don't think this is a bit much, guys? You don't think this is a bit much, your lifestyle? Like, come on.
I think it's awesome that they put this person who came into money in this movie to act as almost like the mother figure for Jack at one point.
Yeah.
She sees Jack. I love when he's going to go have dinner with them, and then she's like, oh no, honey, like, you're going to get fucking wrecked. Like, come with me. Like, you don't know what you're walking into. I think that's fucking awesome.
That is good.
The one thing I don't need in this movie is the Rose narration over the flashback.
Yeah, because she speaks like a novel.
Yeah.
And it's a little hammy.
It's hammy, but it's also like I'm watching the movie. I don't need you to tell me how Rose is feeling also. Because like we'll watch Rose like cry and sulk, and then the narration comes over and he's like, Rose was sad. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm watching the fucking movie.
Speaking in third person. Rose sad. They're like, uh-oh. The dementia's hitting real hard right about now. I have a note saying Rose is pretty lippy for a woman in 1912.
Jesus Christ.
That's a joke. All right, it's a joke. But the kind of woman who sticks up for herself and would therefore be diagnosed with hysteria or some shit, you know?
Oh, yeah. Give her some opium.
Yeah.
Lace her up, boys.
She's caught the hysteria.
Cut off her clitoris.
Oh, my God. Jesus fucking right.
Rose goes to kill herself.
Yeah. And I like how Jack, the way he does it, the way he saves her, he's like, you won't do it.
Yeah, he calls her bluff. No balls. You won't do it. No balls.
Yeah.
And then she slips like a total goofball.
What a goofy goose.
Silly goose. And then for some reason, they're just, poor boy, arrest him.
Well, yeah, that's...
But she could have spoken up so much earlier than before they get the cuffs on him.
Well, I think she was, like, assessing the situation. Like, she was like, am I in trouble? I'm not in trouble. Okay, let me save this guy.
Okay, yeah.
And also, when she slips, he grabs her and he says, I won't let go. Ooh, foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Ooh. Very nice.
He doesn't let go. Guess loyalty doesn't go both ways.
Well, his hand gets frozen solid to her hand, so he literally cannot let go unless she pries him off.
That's fair. That is fair. Zane calls him and Rose royalty. That's fucking gross. When he's like, "We're royalty." Ugh, you're American. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, his name's not Zane.
I know, Robbie. But I don't know his name in the movie.
Cal. Yeah.
I just referred to him as Billy Zane throughout my notes.
Yeah.
Everyone else is their character.
Yeah.
He's just Billy Zane.
He's great in this though, and
incredible.
Yeah, I did like how, like, after he just like gives Jack a 20, he's like, "Thanks for saving my fiance."
Yeah,
here's $20 in
1912 though.
Yeah, it's a lot, but like, come on, man.
I like how the other person's like, why don't you do a little more? So they invite him to dinner.
And then the fucking detective walks up. He's like, it's weird that she fell, but you were able to get undressed to jump in after her in such a short amount of time. And Jack's like, fuck off, man.
Yeah. But I like
get my dick wet.
Don't be a cock block, bro.
Yeah, brother.
Bro code, man. I actually like that guy. I think he's really good in it too.
Yeah, he is.
Cal's a little lackey. I don't know his name either. I just called him Cal's lackey. Actually, I called him Zane's lackey, but
I was calling him the detective the whole time.
Yeah,
fucking Batman over here. Well, I like you said, I like how Kathy Bates treats both Rose and Jack. I like how you could tell she's kind of down with them. She's like, yeah, I think you should go with him.
Yeah.
Like that's clearly the better choice for you.
The next day when they're talking after the incident and she's looking through Jack's sketchbook and is like, a lot of nudes in here, Jack.
Yeah, a lot of boobies.
Interesting. And his most used model was a one-legged prostitute?
Yeah, she could pop those teeth out.
Yikes.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, boy. Oh. I like that the engineer is at one point begging the captain to make the ship go faster like a child.
Yeah. He's like, but it could go real fast.
Yeah. He eventually becomes the villain in Speed 2.
Who's that? The guy who named it?
That's it. Yes. The joke. The joke is because he wants to just be on a fast ship. So
shit. That's a good joke. That's good. He's also the dad and the hunter in Jumanji.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
We should do that one day.
We should.
We should do all the Jumanjis. I've enjoyed every one of them.
I've only seen the original.
The ones with The Rock and Jack Black are very good.
And Kevin Hart, Robbie.
Yes. Okay. I'm not going to list the whole cast.
And the girl who plays Nebula. Forget her name. Okay. Also, what about Zathura? You got to do the space Jumanji one. I've seen that.
I've never seen Zathura.
Nobody has. It was just me. Not bad.
Zathura grossed $7.
$7.
Young boy saw it in theaters on a Tuesday afternoon.
It didn't even come out when I was a young boy. It came out like we were teenagers.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't see it in theaters either, so gross $0.
Jack teaches Rose how to hawk a loogie.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, and all the rich ladies are like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, to backtrack a little bit, unless this happens before the dinner scene. Is this before the dinner scene where they're hocking loogies?
This is right before it.
Oh, okay. No, you're right then. That's great stuff. Apparently, it was all ad libbed.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because that's right before Kathy Bates is like, you're stepping into the lion's den, bro.
Yeah. you better step up, brother.
Yeah, she's like, makeover. And we get a fashion montage.
Yeah.
Jack stepping out in different outfits with Kathy Bates just shaking her head.
Yeah, nodding her head. And then the final one, she's like, she puts up the A-OK sign. And then
where was that in this movie?
Well,
that's the one thing this movie was missing.
You think so, Robbie?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, I liked the spitting scene. I like how the mom walks up and she's like, so this is what you're doing? This is what you're doing on the Titanic? This is what you're doing? Hucking loogies?
Do you think Jack leaned in and said, hey, Rose, I'll give you something to spit on later?
Whoa. I don't think he said that. I don't. I did like how when he shows, to backtrack a little bit, when he shows the art, this is like when he's like, do you love him? And she's like, what kind of question is that? What?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Get away from me, you hoodlum. And then she like, they work it out a little bit, but she's still mad. And she takes his drawings. She's like, yeah, what do you fucking draw? Like a fucking toddler? And she's like, oh shit, these are good. These are really good. Wow, you're very talented, and there's a lot more to you than I, originally thought.
Yeah, she went, wow, these models are clearly French. That's a lot of armpit hair.
Yeah. That's quite the stench. You could even smell them through the drawing.
Oh, no. Oh, the chalk smells bad. My God.
Yeah, I don't know what. It's something about French people, I guess. Oh, I like that. I like that whole scene. Like that.
Yes.
They're fighting, and then before you know it, they're hocking loogies, and then the rich people come over and they're like, I say, what are you doing? And I like how Jack has some loogie on his chin.
Yes.
And he like wipes it off. That's very good stuff. This is good stuff.
Yeah.
And then we get the dinner scene.
Yes. Real quick, thank you so much for listening. If you want to send us some feedback, send us an email at roydsrevue@gmail.com. That's ROYDSREVUE@gmail.com.
You could also find our music on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your music by searching The Royds. That's ROYDS. We have 2 albums and a Christmas song. Hope you like it.
I love this when Jack, you could tell how uncomfortable he is because he starts imitating other men by putting his hand behind his back.
Yeah.
Because he sees the one guy doing it.
I like how he sits next to Kathy Bates. And he's like, which one do I use? Look at the silverware. And she's like, just work your way in. It's like, start at the ends and work your way in. All right. You got this. Good stuff.
I love Cal and Rose's mom shitting on Jack the entire time. Every chance they get. When Cal goes, I keep just wanting to call him Zane. When Cal goes, you can almost pass for a gentleman.
Yeah, he's like, almost.
Yeah.
And I like how he's like, how do I fit in? Kathy Bates is like, just act like you're rich.
Yeah.
Just like pretend that you own, like some
a railway, like something like that. Yeah.
And I like how they start asking him questions.
Railroad magnate, I think they said.
Yeah. They start asking him questions about it. He's like, man, it's going great. Yeah, so you got to put one foot in front of the other, Well, good stuff.
I love how he kind of turns it back on them because he has a great answer for everything, and then makes this great line about making each day count. And you watch all the other rich people who genuinely think he's rich go, here.
Yeah, they love him.
Yeah, because he's like, I'm happy. Like, what the fuck you?
Yeah, I like how everybody raises the glass. And Cal, like, he's like shaking his head, and then he sees everybody's eating it up, and he's like, oh shit. And he reluctantly raises his glass. He's like, yeah, here, you stay.
Gotta play the game, Cal.
Stay away from my fiance, I'll fucking kill you. I like that because he loosens up and he starts being himself. And that's when everybody likes him. And it's like, hey, it turns out I actually don't have to pretend. I can just be myself. I'm hiding behind the lie that I'm rich, but like, I'm still Jackie boy over here. And they're eating it up.
Because they expose that he doesn't have like a mansion or anything. He's kind of always on the move.
Yeah. And like you can see Rose is like really taking to him, like big time.
Now, I gotta say, I think Jack is not as poor as he lets on in this.
Well, he says, I got $100 in my pocket. No, he says I got $10 in my pocket or something.
Yes,
I
but
got it
also,
here.
while he was in France, he was getting 10 cents per sketch.
Yeah.
And like, he
That's
was
good.
clearly doing it a lot.
Yeah. I think he's good at what he does, but he likes to travel.
That's fair. That is fair.
But like making 10 cents is nothing compared to what all these rich dudes are.
No, absolutely.
You know.
But if you're making 10 cents per drawing and you're living in a nice place doing 10 drawings a day, yeah, that's $1 a day. But again, in 1912,
yeah, it's big money.
yeah, you're
Not big
making
money.
You're making a living.
Yeah, you're doing all right. I have some math that I did. So Jack says to Rose when he tells her how he feels that he has $10 in his pocket. I did the calculations. It's $314 now.
You know, it's so funny you did that because I was just doing the calculation for $100 while you were talking.
Well, $314 now from $10 100 years ago. That's not right, right?
Well, I just did the conversion for $100 from 1912.
Yeah.
So, like, because if he did, oh wait, no, I wanted to do $1, not 100. I'm such a silly. I'm a silly goosehead. That's $1 is $31 today.
Yeah, that's crazy. If I could go back to 1912 with the money I have now,
yeah,
and just put it in a bank and then come back to now, I'd be a trillion zillion billion.
If I could go back to 1912, I would commit so many heinous crimes.
Why, Robbie?
And just get away with it.
But why?
Because I can.
But like,
because I'm a dude. I'm him, Andy. Okay. I am him. I'm built different.
Alpha Robbie.
Rob the Ripper.
Nice.
Wait, no. Jack tells Rose to meet her at the clock and invites her to a party below deck, and she is just down in drinks at this party.
Yeah, she's like one of the boys, brother. But then the detective comes.
Yeah,
and he's like, I disapprove.
I'm going to be honest. While Cal is a fucking prick here, right?
Yeah.
I feel like most guys would get pretty annoyed. It's like, hey, you're dancing pretty close to that guy at that party while you were just down in drinks.
Yeah, but like you got to think about like, oh, I treat my fiance as if she is property.
Yes, I agree. He's a fucking prick. I totally agree.
So, but like, duh, she's gonna like at the first sight of someone who's like, hey, what are you into? And she's like, what? Did you just ask me a question about myself? Oh my God. Yeah, of course she's gonna fucking go to that person.
That's like, fair. No, yeah.
Your shitty behavior warrants her behavior in this scenario, you know? Like, duh.
Andy's okay with cheating. So that means.
I mean, I'm okay with cheating on a shit guy. How do you like shit guy? Just came to me.
I like it. Yeah. I'm a shit guy.
Robbie's shit guy.
No, I'm
shit a shit guy, Robbie.
Yeah. That next morning is tense between Cal and Rose.
Yeah, is that when he flips the table? Or is that?
I don't know.
Well,
I didn't make any notes about flipping tables.
Yeah,
he's definitely pissed here because he's like, I wanted to fuck.
Yeah.
But you went to a party. I was trying to get some sloppy.
Jesus. They talk like that in 1912?
I have no idea.
How do you like that toe trick she did, though?
I know
you're big into the piggies, you know what I'm saying?
Can you stand on your tippy toes?
No, not like that.
Weakling.
Can you?
No.
No. All right. I like the mother-daughter stuff. Like when she's putting on that corset and she's like making it real tight. And Rose is like, well, the mom's like, I'm trying to keep the name out of disrepute.
Yes.
And Rose is like, what do I give a shit about the name? Like, I'm just trying to find happiness in my fucking life. And that's where, we talked about it earlier. Like, she calls her selfish, and she's like, I'm selfish. Ma, you're being a fucking dick. Oh, hey. But yeah, that's good stuff. I liked all that.
Yes. Right after Jack and Rose do the iconic "I'm flying" scene, we start hearing a little bit of "My Heart Will Go On." It's cool as we shift back into the modern day for a second, the ship fading into being a ghost ship.
Yes, that was a very, very cool transition.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. And then Rose is like, I'm old.
Yep.
Remember that scene?
Yes. Yes, I do. I mean, we're back in the modern day. It was like 2 seconds, and I didn't see a reason why other than to see them all being like, whoa.
I think it was probably just for that transition.
Yeah. He was like, I need to work this in somewhere.
He was like, this is going to be fucking sick. And he was right.
Yeah, no, he absolutely was. Because then we go to Rose's art room on the Titanic. When she takes off her robe, Jack is flummoxed.
Flummoxed is a great word.
That man is absolutely stunned.
Well, here's a little story
About Jack and Diane.
No, Robbie. We can't afford it.
That's actually a little ditty anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, where is it? Okay. Well, I got a bunch of notes for before that happens. So I'm gonna just go through them. All right. So Jack tells her how he feels, and she's like, "Oh, I can't. Like, I'm going with Cal." And he's like, "That's stupid. You're being dumb." And then, like, in the next scene, though, like, Rose just kind of changes her mind.
Yeah.
She goes to tell him how she feels. And when she goes to tell him, she's like, Jack. And he goes, shh, take my hand.
About holding hands.
I thought, and my wife agreed, I was like, if I went to go tell someone something important, like, oh, this is how I feel about you, and they were like, shh, just take my hand, I'd be like, no, I have to say something. Fucking tell me shh. Okay. Why don't you fucking let me talk? But yeah, that's
no, you never interrupt a man. That's how Andy feels. You let men talk.
Alpha Andy. She says, draw me like one of your French girls, right? And we get some boobies.
Yeah, yeah.
Boobies.
Boobies. Oh, actually, hang on.
Oh, okay.
Boobies.
Yeah. So Leo flubs the line when he says over on the couch. He says, you could just sit over on the bed, the couch. And that's real because he saw boobies. And he was like, huh? Oh, that's right. I'm acting. Okay.
I'm coming.
I've come. Well, apparently that was like the first scene they filmed together.
That's wild.
Yeah.
This was the first time I saw nudity in film, and I was also flummoxed, if I'm being honest.
I'm loving the use of the word flummoxed.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep throwing it out there. I just learned it. I like how at night the first mate tells the captain, it's a little too nice outside.
Yeah.
Like, it's
quiet.
nice.
A little too quiet.
Yeah. We won't see the icebergs, which I guess that's true, but I don't understand that in any way.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, I also read something that because apparently the Titanic was built very well, contrary to popular belief. Like, it was a well-built ship. The only reason it sank was because they turned. If they would have went straight through it, it would have made a hole. But like he said, when they do hit the iceberg, he's like, oh, it filled like the first 5 corridors or whatever. It's like we can only hold 4 and keep going, but 5 we're gonna sink. So like if they went through, they wouldn't have filled 5 whatever's.
Huh.
So yeah. But I really like during the boobies scene.
Yeah.
I really like the boobies. No, I really like
I thought that was coming.
I really liked how it goes to Rose's eye and then it transitions into old Rose's eye.
Yeah.
Another really good transition. I was like, this is good stuff.
Yeah, and then they ask her if they had sex.
Yeah. You
Did
guys
you?
fuck?
Yeah, like, are you asking if we did it?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Rose.
She's like, "There's later in a car, brother." And I put a handprint, a greasy handprint.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
I feel like that was not. That sex didn't smell good.
Oh, for sure not. But you know what? Again, it's fucking Kate Winslet. It's a goddess.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And Leo. Leo's a beautiful
Also a
boy.
goddess.
A beautiful boy. So yeah, they hit the berg.
Okay.
And what are the chances that the protagonist is standing right fucking there? You know?
How lucky is that? How fortuitous?
Huh.
How fortuitous?
Also, do you think Jack nutted inside of her, or you think there's just nut all over the back of that car?
Oh, inside of her. It's 1912. It was a sin to pull out.
That's true. It's also a sin to have premarital sex.
Depends on the hole.
You think they're going to the tushy on the first
I don't know. It's
sexual
1912.
encounter?
Gotta preserve the virginity for God.
Okay, let's move on. Because I'm getting all randy.
Uh-oh. I loved when they're talking and like the Titanic can't ship. And one of them goes, "She's made of iron, sir. I assure you, she can."
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I think I said the Titanic can't ship. The Titanic can't sink.
Can't ship either. Can't ship the Titanic. It's too big. There's not a box big enough. Okay.
Very good. Very good.
Okay. So I mentioned the transition from young Rose's eye to old Rose's eye. Right? Thought that was a really nice touch. I think it would have been funny if they transitioned from young Rose's boobie to old Rose's boobie.
Yeah.
And she's just like sprawled out, just like she is when Jack's drawing her.
Right on the nipple.
She's just telling the story. And all the people are like, okay, lady, we're really enjoying the story, but could you put your clothes back on?
They're all looking down.
Yeah, they're like, okay, that's yeah. And I was positioned like this. I'm like, okay, Rose, I think you need to go to the old folks' home because you don't know where you are right now, lady.
I don't get why Rose is just ready to die for this guy. You just met him.
Right before the berg hits.
Yeah.
She says, when we arrive, to America, I'll be getting off with you.
Yes.
And I thought it would be funny if he was like, I actually just got everything I wanted out of this back in the car. So, and then he's like, I certainly hope this boat doesn't reach the shore. Boom, they hit the iceberg.
Oh my God. I love the difference between telling the rich people to put their life jackets on and telling the poor people to put their life jackets on. Because with the rich, they're so soft. They're like, oh, you're gonna be fine. Like, you gotta put these on. It's just precautionary. And then they come in like, put your fucking life jackets on.
Let's go. Idiot. You fucking idiot.
And all the rich people are so spoiled because her mom's going, turn the heat on. I want a cup of tea when we return to the room.
Yeah. Well,
you return into your room.
I like the scene where Mr. Andrews is telling everyone that they're fucked.
Yeah.
And you could just see the whites of everyone's eyes as they're silently panicking. They're all just like, oh, but what about this? And he's like, no, we're fucked. And they're like, oh, but what about the lifeboats? He's like, there's not enough. He's like, okay.
Well, he brags earlier on that there aren't enough lifeboats.
Well, he says, I told them how many lifeboats, but they said it wouldn't look as nice. So I got rid of a bunch.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Andrews didn't seem like a bad guy. He was just like, hey, these were the demands that they gave me, so I met them.
Who is it? Because at one point when they're first discussing it, there's a guy who's like, yes, we'll only fit like half.
Oh, that's the guy who named it. He's like,
okay.
He's the shithead.
Yeah, because he's
Yeah.
like thrilled about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck.
And then Mr. Andrews is like a good guy, and he like even Rose when they like later in the movie they walk past him and he's just like looking at the clock or whatever,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Yo, are you good? You okay?" He's like, "Nah, I'm gonna die here. I fucked up, guys. I'm sorry."
Yeah. Well, is that because we see at the very beginning, we see like a dead body? Is that his? That's supposed to be his? Because it looks like that room.
It might be. I don't remember if we see him die. I don't
I mean, he
remember.
definitely does die though.
Oh, for sure, he's
Yeah.
dead. I also like the how the like being the captain of a ship seems like the easiest job unless something goes wrong. Because
Okay.
like if everything goes fine, you're just like, yeah, go that way, like for whatever.
Yeah.
But like as soon as they hit the iceberg, they're like, what do we do? He's like, fuck, I don't know.
What are you
I
gonna
don't
you
fucking
die?
know. Yeah,
Get
and
off
then
the ship.
I like how he just like he sees that his like captain's quarters is like underwater, and he
Yeah.
just walks in, and then you hear the creaking of the water like pushing up again, and you know it's about to break. He just takes it. He's just like, I'm going down with the ship. You gotta go. It's
That's
the
all you can
rule.
do.
You gotta.
Yeah.
Apparently, I wouldn't want to, but you gotta. It's the rules.
When Rose goes down into the basement, first off, I don't blame the elevator operator at all for going back up. He's like, I'm fuck this.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Fucking, I'm gonna like. There's water in the elevator.
Yeah, I'm not doing this. And then when
Yeah.
she's going through the water and those lights start to flicker, it's like, oh man, Cameron loves his horror.
Yeah, he does. He's good at it.
Yeah,
He's good at it.
this is really good. I love
Uh,
Rose grabbing the fire axe. She
yeah.
closes her eyes while she
Yeah.
swings it.
Yeah, I like that bit though. I like how he's like, all right, practice over there. So she practices. And he's like, all right, now try and hit the same spot. And she's way off. He's like, good enough. All right, let's
yeah,
go.
that's enough practice.
That's good.
Hey, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Yeah.
I really like the shot of the flare going up as the camera pulls away from the ship.
Yeah. And everybody looks up. They're like, shit, we really are fucked. Damn.
The poor people are riding, and this chaos is glorious.
Yeah. Yeah, this is good stuff. Like,
I love the one lifeboat dropping on top of the other one.
yeah, yeah. I like it really goes into like this is Cameron's forte here. Like he's doing a great job elsewhere, but like as soon as the iceberg hits, it's like, oh, this is that Cameron shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how about when Jack and Cal tell Rose to get on the boat, right? The lifeboat.
Yeah, what is she doing jumping off that boat?
When they tell her, and then she gets on the boat, the camera switches to handheld and it gets shaky.
Okay.
And I was like, that's a nice touch because she's like, I don't want to do this, but I'm doing it. And but when I was a kid, I'd watch this movie and she jumps back on the boat and I was like, that's stupid. This is stupid. Why would you ever do that? And then like now I see it like, oh, they're telling a story. It's like narratively, that's great because she's like, it's like Cal, he walks over. I have him as Cam in my notes because I forgot his name. But Cal, like she's like, I don't want to leave you. And Jack's like, I'll be all right. It's whatever. Just get on the boat. And Cal walks over. He's like, I've actually made arrangements for Jack and I to leave safely.
Yeah.
So just get on the boat. And she's like, okay. And like she doesn't trust this dude. So like she gets on the boat. And then even Jack is like, there's no boat, is there? He's like, oh, there are arrangements, but they're not for you, you fucking schmuck.
Idiot.
Yeah. And like she jumps back on. And it's like that was Cal's last, because his whole thing, he even says it. He's like, you'll never want for anything ever again.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, but I want a different life. Like what you're providing for me is not what I want. And he's like, but I'll get you anything. She's like, I don't fucking want anything.
Yes.
So like, that's the last push of him. He's like, hey, I could get you whatever you want, even safety. Like, just get on the boat. And she's like, I still don't want what you want. So she jumps off. It's like good. It's great narratively. It's good. Like as a kid, I didn't see. I was like, oh, it wasn't like, oh, they're telling a story. It was like, that's dumb. Like, no, it's a story.
Right.
So it's supposed to happen like this. And I do like how Jack just grabs her face. He's like, and they're smooching. He's like, "You're so stupid, Rose.
Yes.
Rose, you're so stupid.
Why did you do that, Rose?
My wife and I do that all the time. We'll, like, grab each other's face and kiss and be like, "You're so stupid, Rose."
What I really like about this ending is we go about 15 minutes without Rose or Jack as we just explore the ship and all the other people on the ship.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Like the old people,
the mother
God.
tucking her kids into bed.
Yeah, that's fucked.
Yeah,
How about that one kid? I know you're talking about when without Jack and Rose, but that one kid you see. And Jack is like Rose is like, we can't leave him. That kid's just crying.
Yes.
I was like, ooh, my heart. And then like the dad comes, presumably, and he grabs the kid, and then the kid dies anyway.
Yes, they go the wrong way.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's fucking sad.
Tragic.
I mean, we get the people who are shoveling coal, trying to rush out as the doors are closing.
Yeah.
And we're watching all these people resigning themselves to their fate. The priest saying a prayer and all the people holding on.
Yeah, that's good stuff. What about the orchestra, the quartet?
Awesome. Incredible.
Great stuff. I would probably, if I were like a musician on a boat like that, I would probably do the same thing. Because okay, this is what brings me comfort. I know I'm gonna die. Let me do what I like doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I like how the one violinist, he starts playing, the rest are like they're walking away, and they're like, all right, let's come back. Let's do one last
Where
song.
are we going?
Yeah. It's good. It's very good stuff.
I totally agree. There's an image of a woman just floating in her gown at one point. That's absolutely haunting.
Yeah.
And then we get the guy hitting the propeller on the way down, and then another guy rethinks jumping because of that.
Yeah. Yeah. I like how they're hanging on as the boat is going down, and Rose goes like, "Jack, this is where we first met."
Yeah.
Like I like how she's just like she's trying to find anything positive in the moment. And they turn and they see like the chef is right next to him. And I read that was a real guy who survived, the chef of the Titanic.
Oh wow.
And he apparently like waited in water for hours. And then he went to a lifeboat, and when the sun came back up, he saw a lifeboat and he swam over to it, but the lifeboat already had some water in it, so he couldn't get in. So he just hung on to it with his legs still in the water. And then finally they found another lifeboat, and he swam to that one, and he lived. He just had like swollen feet. That was it.
That's it.
Yeah.
His wiener was an innie.
Oh, for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
It was so in, it came out his butt.
Oh my God. Oh no. Oh no.
He had a little pink tail.
Pooping is horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's when they're on the door that's floating in the water, Jack sits there's like, Rose, you're gonna have a lot of babies. And that's weird, but it's also horrifying because all you hear is crying in the background.
Yeah, it's like they do a really good job of like not really like going easy on the tragic, like horrific way to die that everybody's experiencing. Like,
yeah, because we even see like these frozen corpses as the lifeboat is going through looking for people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's a fucking baby.
There is a baby. They show a dead baby.
Ugh.
Yucky. So to backtrack a little bit, before the boat sinks fully.
Yeah.
I like the ratcheting of like tension with the or the guards, the guys who are putting people on lifeboats.
Yeah.
Like one guy, he pulls a gun. He's like, "I'll shoot you all like dogs."
Yes!
And then that other guy, that Cal pays.
Mm-hmm.
Cal comes out, he's like, "We had an arrangement." He fucking throws all the money. I say, like, your money doesn't mean anything, dude. We're all about to die.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of my face. And then like he shoots the Irish dude.
Yeah.
And your
boy... then Fabrizio's like, oh no.
Oh no. No, he says, I remember it because my brother and I used to say this all the time.
Fabrizio went,
but like Um, he goes Mascalido. I think it means bastard in Italian.
Oh, I didn't know. Because
But
then
yeah,
he
he
shoot.
used to
Well, then
yell
that
that
guy
all the
shoots
time.
himself in the head.
Yeah, then he fucking blows his brains out.
Yeah.
As if this moment wasn't traumatic enough for everyone. Now they have to watch this man commit suicide in front of them. Jesus Christ.
Incredible. Just like the
Yeah.
cowardly engineer jumping on the lifeboat,
Yeah.
like right at the last second, and you see the guy look at him like, you son of a bitch.
You dirty dog. Man, this is a good movie. And
I agree.
I like how Cal snaps after Rose runs back to Jack after jumping off the lifeboat.
Yeah.
He's just like, you know what? I'll kill them both. How's that? He like snatches the pistol and he just chases them through the water. And like I like how after he's like it like all comes back to him, like his sanity. And he's like, I hope you have a good life together. And then like the detective guy follows him. He's like, the hell are you doing? He's like, I left the jewel. And he's like, what? He's like, it's in the fucking coat that I gave her. And then that's it. But then Cal, Billy Zane's such a good actor, because I even said while we were watching, my wife and I was like, wow, I actually feel a little bit bad for Cal. And she's like, why? He's a fucking piece of shit. I was like, I know, but that's how good an actor Billy Zane is.
Yeah.
Like, he's still pulling sympathy out of me, even though I hate his guts, and I'm supposed to. But like, then he does like the most despicable thing.
That's my thing, is like, they turn him into a straight up movie villain here. Like, well, he is, but like, they turn him into a straight up like villain, like a mustache twirling villain.
Well, he sees the crying kid and he's like, oh, I'm all she has. And they're like,
well, at first he ignores the kid.
Yeah.
He tries to get on without the kid.
You see him thinking about it.
Yeah. It's like, you know what? I'd rather him just grab the kid and do that at first instead of ignore the kid at first.
Right. And I think it's just to really characterize what kind of like demon this man is.
Yeah, which I was like, all right, he was a bad dude, but he never came across as straight evil.
Yeah.
And now, like, by the end of the movie, you've turned this man into a cartoon villain.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it's revealed that he like kills himself with the crash. I got you. That
was my trivia. That was one of my trivias.
Yeah, the crash of 1911. That ain't right.
That was 1912, first of all, this movie.
Yeah. Crash happened right before.
Okay. Yeah, Jack freezes and dies, and she just lets his corpse just go. Like, bye.
Yeah, she just like pries his cold dead hand off of her.
And then
like as she sinks, she's like, I'll never let go.
Yeah, and then as he sinks, he comes back to life. He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I was napping, Rose.
He drowns.
Rose killed him. I've been kicking my legs for hours. I'm tired.
She also grabs a dead guy's whistle.
I would too. That was the smartest thing.
Yeah, me too.
The smartest thing she did the whole movie. Because I like how she's so frozen that she's like, help.
Yeah, she can't speak. She can't make a fucking sound.
She swims over to the whistle and blows that whistle, and they're like. I also like how Kathy Bates is like, are you going to go back? He's like, the guy's like, we'll get swarmed, and then we'll all sink. And then the guy's like, if you don't fucking shut it, there's going to be one less person on this boat.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know how you guys are going to fucking live with yourselves. But like, the actor who played the guy on the boat who says that was really good, because you could see he's not happy with that decision.
Right.
He's like, I'm doing what I have to because I know what's going to happen, and I'm
saving the people I can. I'm sorry I can't save everybody.
Yeah, and like, I get both sides.
Yeah,
because I think he is right.
Yeah, if you go back and because they say only one boat came back.
Yeah,
and Rose is lucky that they saved 4 people, but that one boat waited. Like, if they went back right away, and it's only that one boat, he's right. You're going to get so many people trying to climb on. You're getting tipped. You're all dead.
Yeah, and they were sending boats out without max capacity. Like, he was like, they hold 60 people. That's Mr. Andrews. He comes back. He's like, they hold 60 people. And I saw a boat with like 12 people.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we don't know what we're doing, sir. That's good stuff. And
because they were trying to make them comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're still like all fucking posh and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I liked Oh, did you see the guy in the lifeboat who comes back? That's Mr. Fantastic from the Chris Evans Fantastic Four movies.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was like, wow, he could have probably stretched his arms,
Yeah,
held the boat together or
this is
something.
bullshit.
This is bullshit.
The Fantastic Four could have saved the day here.
Oh, for sure.
It's ridiculous. When they get back, it turns out in 1912 you could just give any name.
Yeah, what's your name? She's like,
Rose
Steve.
Dawson.
Yeah,
Steve. Yeah.
I don't know, Steve. They're like, okay.
I don't understand this final shot of Jack and Rose kissing in front of everyone. I'd like to imagine when they filmed that, it was James Cameron walking through with the camera, and everyone was like, "Yay, James! Yay!
You did it! The highest grossing movie thus far."
Hooray!"
It goes to Old Rose.
Yeah.
Right at the end, and she stands at the corner of the ship. Right.
Yeah, she's moving a lot better now than she was at the beginning of the movie.
She had the jewel the whole time. Okay. So she just wanted to tell this story, I guess.
Yep.
So she has it in her pocket, and Bill Paxton has made it very clear. He's like, this is my life's work. I'm trying to find this fucking jewel. And she's like, and she throws it overboard. You bitch.
Yeah, that's a dick move. That's a really dick move.
So, like, if you have no use for it, I understand it's symbolic.
Right.
You're being an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
How do you feel about My Heart Will Go On?
I like it. It's a very good song.
It is very good, isn't it? Yeah. Celine Dion is a witch, Canadian. I think. I think she's a witch because her vocal range is insane.
Yes. I like it, though.
Apparently, she did not like that song, and she sang it in one take and bounced. And that was the version that they use is a demo because she was like, nah, this all I'll do for you. I don't like this song. And she was like, and they were like, well, that's good enough, Celine. You're actually an incredible specimen. So
I thought Canadians were nice.
Well, she's like the Canadian like diva, you know?
Yeah. She's a Canadian destroyer.
Yeah.
It's a wrestling move.
Nice. It only destroys Canadians.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Well, now you're getting it.
Yeah. Now, what you said about the final shot may play into one of my questions. But before we get into questions, Robbie, would you like to go to Letterboxd? Unless you have some more to say about Titanic.
No, I'm ready to go to Letterboxd.
Okay. I would go 4.5 unless you want to go 5.
I was gonna go 4.5.
Let's do 4.5.
Let's do 4.5. Especially because the Letterboxd rating is 3.8. So we're well above that. Because it's definitely higher than a 3.8, you silly gooses.
Yes. Also, this being a 3-hour movie, I would have no issue watching this again at any point in time.
That's where we differ. I never want to watch this movie again.
Wow. I have a good time.
I enjoyed it. I'm not into 3-hour-long love stories. I'm not a love story guy.
I don't know, man. I think you might be.
I enjoyed the movie.
You love The Notebook and you love this.
That's fair. That is fair.
These are two of the biggest love stories of all time.
That's fair. But I guess when I say I don't want my love stories, like if you're going to make a disaster movie, make a disaster movie. If you're going to make a love story, make a love story. Okay, I don't need a 3-hour movie combining both.
What about our love story, Robbie?
Well, that's longer than 3 hours, baby. Ooh. It's all night long.
Two dirty dogs. All right. 4.5 is the official Royds review.
Yeah.
Now, questions.
I have one question.
I have 3.
Why don't you go first?
Okay. So.
Questions.
Is Rose dead at the end?
By now, yes.
Yeah, but like they show her sleeping and then it goes into that scene.
I think so. I thought so. Yeah, that's what I guessed.
Her and Jack are kissing and then roll credits.
I assume she died at the end.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, oh, I guess she's dead.
Yeah.
I think Her body was just holding on until she told this story to some strangers and her granddaughter. And then they're like, all right, you can die now.
Very possible.
Yeah.
Questions.
How does Rose know what happened with Jack before he got on the boat? She was not there.
I was wondering that same thing. Questions. Why was Jack in England? Like in 1912, that's a long way to go for a guy who allegedly has no money.
Well, he's selling his art, and he's presumably laying pipe all over Europe.
That's fair. That's a fair
I mean,
point.
he's Leo DiCaprio. Look at him.
Good point. That's an excellent point.
DiCaprius.
Leos DiCaprius. Very good.
Yeah.
Questions.
Okay, this isn't really a question. It's just something I wrote down.
Okay. Interesting thing to use for this segment, but all right.
Isn't it? Old Lady Rose has no problem getting on Bill Paxton's boat. I'll make it into a question then.
Does she have any problems with getting on Bill Paxton's dick?
Whoa, she's 100 years old, Robbie. She probably would have a problem with that because she's 100. But
and he's dead now.
He is dead, and so is she. Apparently, she lived to be 100 in real life. She was like 84 or 87 or something when she filmed this. And she lived to be like 101 or some shit. Anyway, Old Lady Rose has no problem getting on Bill Paxton's boat. Why isn't she even a little apprehensive of getting on boats, considering the Titanic?
Andy, you got to get over your fears, man.
I don't know, man. If I was on a boat like the Titanic that sunk and 1,500 people died around me and I almost died, I would certainly think twice about going anywhere near the ocean.
It's been 84 years. I'd imagine she'd worked through it.
It's been 84
Exactly. Do you want to do some trivia?
Yes, I do want to say one thing. When she says that, she's like, it's been 84 years. And Bill Paxton's like, all right, I'm just worried about the jewel. She's like, excuse me. It's been 84 years. And she goes, it's great. Great stuff. All right. Yes, I do want to do trivia.
I have 5 trivia because you ruined 6. One before. Then go first again.
Or 7. Who knows? Who knows, Robbie? All right. Whose hands are filmed actually drawing Rose? Is it Leonardo DiCaprio, Billy Zane, Bill Paxton, or James Cameron?
It's Mr. Cameron, I believe.
It is. He's left-handed, and he just mirrored the footage so it would appear that he's right-handed.
Ooh.
What a talented artist.
Wowza. What's the brand on the first camera the crew sends into the Titanic? We see a brand name on it. Is it Crispy, Duncan, Tim, Winchell?
The last one.
No.
Yes.
No, it is not Winchell.
Oh, it's still not. Okay. Duncan?
Yes.
Wow. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay. How much did it cost to build the Titanic, adjusted for inflation? Was it $150 million, $350 million, $750 million, or $1 billion?
$750 million.
It was not. It was $150 million.
Wowza.
Yeah.
What instrument does the film crew see in the Titanic wreckage? A piano, a cello, a violin, a harp?
I believe it's a pianist.
It is. Yes, it is.
What was the budget of this movie? Was it $100 million, $150 million, $200 million, or $37?
$100 million.
It was not. It was $200 million.
That's a lot in 97.
Yeah, this movie cost more than it did to build the Titanic.
What state did Jack grow up in? Minnesota, Michigan, Oregon, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Who was offered the role of Jack Dawson? Just straight up offered. Didn't even audition. Okay, Johnny Depp, Chris O'Donnell, Bradley Pitt, or Ryan Phillippe?
Brad Pitt.
No.
Johnny Depp.
Yes. He turned it down, and he regrets it to this very morning that we are recording.
Very good. He'll be over it by tonight, though.
Probably.
What's the name of the ship that saved... Also, I think Leo's a better choice.
Oh, for sure.
What's the name of the ship that saved the lifeboats? The Carpathia, the HMS Victory, the RSS Discovery, the Mauritania.
The Mauritania.
No.
Carpathia.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know why my screen is zoomed in big time. A little weird. Anyway, who did not audition for the role of Jack? Did not audition.
Johnny Depp.
Correct. But
Right, well,
out of these three,
oh.
Christian Bale, Paul Rudd, or Brad Pitt?
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd did audition.
Oh, okay. Christian Bale.
He also auditioned.
Brad Pitt.
Correct.
Nailed it.
Apparently, Paul Rudd was working with Leo DiCaprio on something before this, and he told Leo to go in.
Okay.
He was like, I'm auditioning for this thing. You should audition for it.
What was the Titanic's ship prefix? The USS, the RMS, the HMS, the CSS.
The RMS.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah.
Hey, URMS.
I can't fucking believe you.
No.
I cannot fucking believe you. I believe you. All right, what was the total box office gross of this movie? Was it 800?
Are we talking all the releases combined or just the original run?
The initial. Okay. $800 million. $900.9 million. $1.3 billion. Or $1.8 billion.
I'm going to say the second one.
It's $900.9 million?
Yeah.
No.
The first one.
$800 million? No.
Yeah. The third one.
$1.3 billion? No.
Yeah. I'm crushing this. The fourth one. $1.8 billion.
$1.8 billion.
Nice.
Is James Cameron a billionaire?
Probably.
Gotta be at this point, right?
Yeah.
I feel like he builds
Except
submarines.
he probably pays a lot of alimony because he's been married like a zillion times.
I would assume there are prenups involved. After like the fourth marriage, I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna get this prenup.
But judges just throw that shit out.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I've only been married the one time, and I'm not rich.
Not yet.
Not yet, baby.
I wrote a song.
Same.
We talked about this before. I'm just gonna go first.
Yeah. We'll talk about it after your song, but yes.
Yeah. My song's called "We Are Going Down."
Nice.
It's a little ballad. Yeah. Because that's the movie, and it goes a little something like this.
We are going down. We are going down. Whether you're rich or poor, you and me will be together at the bottom of the sea. We are going down. We are going down. The quartet plays happy going down. We'll lay beside each other and wash away. With you I don't need another day. It's been so long since I let him go. Save my soul. We are going down. I can make a sound as all the people are freezing. Tuck the kids in bed, kiss them on the head. Let their last moments be peaceful. We are going. Take off your gown, I'll sanctify you in chalk. I'll remember your face, keep that diamond in place, and I'll freeze as I talk. It's been so long since I let him go.
That's my song called We Are Going Down.
Wow.
Going very, very down.
It's very nice. Very
Thank
nice.
you. It's about the movie Titanic.
Okay.
And it's about how when they were sinking, they were going down and they're all going to freeze and die.
Huh.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was very, very touching, very beautiful.
Thanks.
Your melody was a little similar to Here Comes the Sun.
So you're saying I ripped off the Beatles? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Because now I'm self-conscious about putting this out.
Okay, I wouldn't be.
Well, it's a little late for that now.
Well,
Your words cut. Your words cut.
We write over 52 songs a year.
Your words cut.
So I think you're all right. Yeah, it was very nice. I liked your pianist.
Thank you.
Did you play the same pianist that was under the water?
Yes. Yeah, that was it. Mm-hmm.
Wow, sounds great.
Yeah, doesn't it? I had it refurbished.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. Tell us about your song, you fucking idiot.
Sounds expensive. My song is called Unsinkable. Now, it is 8.5 minutes long. Okay. This is a disclaimer. But it kind of moves in movements, like there's 6 different parts.
Okay.
So the first one is Jack, the second one's Rose, third one's Cal, fourth one's the captain, fifth one is Jack, Rose, and Cal, and the sixth one is just the end.
A quick one while we're at sea.
Very, very nice. Yeah, so it's called Unsinkable, and it goes like this.
I'm king of the world. Yes, I'm king of the world. America is not too We are not meant to be.
That's my song. It's called
I really like that.
Unsinkable. Well, thank you.
Your transitions are really good.
Well, thank you. I don't know. Like after watching the movie, I was like, I kind of want to do something that touches on all the characters
Right.
that had cool moments. So I did. Yeah, rock and fucking roll, brother.
I really dug that. I thought every part was really good. I thought the transitions were excellent. I was really impressed by the transitions because a lot of times it could be difficult to pull those off.
Yeah.
And I thought all the transitions worked well.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I was like as I recorded it, the first song, the first part of the Jack part, King of the World, it starts with a big E, like jigga, and I was like, that sounds like the Royds song, The Divinity of Mr. Johansson.
Yeah.
From our 2011 album, Royd
2013.
Rage. 2013 album, Royd Rage.
Actually, I think it's 2014.
What is fun?
I don't know.
From
it's a
fucking
year.
Royd
It's a year.
Rage.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's from Royd Rage.
Check it out. But yeah, I had like I got home from work yesterday and I was like, all right, let me record this. And I knew it was going to be longer. I thought it was going to be like 6 minutes. And when I was done recording, it was 8 minutes and I had been in my basement for 4.5 hours.
Nice.
And I said, well, I'm pretty happy with it actually. So I will say my voice is still recovering from this fucking cough. So like
fucking cough, huh?
yeah.
Not from getting fucking. Never mind.
Don't do it, Robbie. Robbie. I was the informant for the Watergate scandal.
Oh wow, you're older than I thought.
Yeah, I look great. The I don't know, it's just like hard to sing. And like I don't think it sounds as good as it once did. So I'm hoping I fucking get over this horse shit soon.
Yeah, I hope you get over it too.
Robbie, you're being rude.
Yeah, no.
Being
I'm the
fucking
rude dude.
Well, Robbie, what do we got going on next week?
That is a great question, Andy. I'm so happy you asked that. You know, sometimes there are questions in life that people ask and they make absolutely no sense, you know? Because sometimes you get these like stupid ass questions. They walk up to you and go, "Hey, what are you doing?" And it's like, what does it matter to you what I'm doing? I'm just walking down the street. Maybe I'm on my way to get a cup of coffee. Maybe I'm on my way to get lunch. People don't know, and they just ask these stupid, nonsensical questions. But Andy, you just gave me a great question. You asked me a question that is very important because we're wrapping up this episode on Titanic. And next week, we're doing the Iron Giant.
Wow. That was a really good cover up for.
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
That's what I fucking thought. That's what I fucking thought.
The Iron Giant is a movie that it holds a big place in my fart.
Oh God.
By fart, I mean my heart. Next week, the Iron Giant. Robbie and I have history. If you're a listener, you know it. If not, listen next week and you'll find out.
The Titanium Tall Boy.
Very good. The Formica guy.
Stay tuned for gold like that next week.
Yeah. Okay. So, music. Here's where you can find it. You go to Spotify, you go to Deezer, you go to Apple Music, wherever you get your music. You type in the Royds, and we have 2 albums and a Christmas song. And then for the podcast,
Yes,
the podcast songs, you go to theroids.bandcamp.com and you search the Royds. And wait, no, you don't.
No, you're already there. You're already on our page. Once you go to the roids.bandcamp.com, that's all us, baby.
What is this, episode 89 or some shit?
88.
88. So I said this 88 times. I still flubbed it. Okay. You go to theroids.bandcamp.com and you will find all the podcast songs that Robbie and I have written and recorded.
And our guests.
Our guests' songs. So, that's pretty cool. Check that out. Robbie, the socials.
Excellent question. You go to Instagram, X, Threads, TikTok, YouTube. Type in the Royds Band.
Will do.
You could also listen to the podcast on YouTube. You might already be there. And if you are, like it, subscribe, leave a little comment below on which song you like better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give us a 5-star review on whatever platform you're listening on.
Yeah.
And send us an email, roydsreview@gmail.com.
Yeah. Also, be sure to tell your friends, because word of mouth is very important in life.
What's
also,
important?
Word of mouse.
Oh, okay. Very good. Very, very, very good.
Word of joust.
Ooh, that's going to hurt.
Yeah, you better.
You've run
prepare
at someone
for
with your
impact.
tongue out.
Oh, God. Get him right in the eye. Oh. All right.
All right.
Well, next week is the Iron Giant. I'm excited.
Me too.
Yep. Bye.
It's been you know what? It's been a pleasure playing with you, gentlemen.
Very good. That's a very good sign off. I'll never let you go, Robbie.